I'm really the cash cow at 154 for real. So these guys can fight this guy, fight that, fight that guy, but when they fight me, I'm the cash cow. I don't make the most money fighting me, and that's what anybody at the division. So they gotta see me. I got the hottest, I got the biggest name, I got the hottest name. I'm the best fighter at 154.
And you see it in every distance, short range, mid range. I do it all.
But that's where Boots like to live.
That's what I'm saying. He loved to live in the mid range, and you see I could do it. You see I could do it in the long range too. Can he do it in the long range?
Yeah,
we want to see all the stuff. Then you know what I mean?
We gonna handle business at 154, take care of everybody at 154, and so on and so forth. I will be undisputed at 154 though, for sure.
Yeah. You know who else at 154?
I don't care who at 154.
Boy.
I don't care. This is my division. Like, this is my division, all right?
Jaron Boots Ennis, the undefeated welterweight boxer, sits down in a recent interview with ShowBizz. He opened up about his mindset, identity, and what truly drives him inside the ring.
When I step in that ring, I just turn to a whole different person, so that switch come on.
That's what I thought, because you're so chill outside the ring. So all of this is you just turning, you transforming into that animal.
Turn into that monster. Switch on.
Fact.
They put me at a higher level, a higher standard to, than these other guys. The same way he fought these two guys the last fight he just fought. If I would have fought them two guys, y'all would be bashing me. Oh, why Boots fight this guy? And Like, I would have fought Keith Thurman, not Keith Thurman. Y'all, why y'all fight Keith Thurman? He old. Like,
I know.
It don't matter with me. Like, it's crazy.
Shifting the focus, Xander Zayas reveals that his approach to preparation goes far deeper than most. Rather than simply leaning on what already comes naturally to him, he dedicates himself to identifying and fixing the flaws in his game.
A lot of things that I used to do wrong. Used to feed off the crowd. Now I don't let that get in my head. Used to have somebody hurt, now I want to finish them right away. Now I take my time. You learn that with experience. You learn that going back into details and not having 10 people around you telling you, oh yeah, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. But having 2 people around you telling you, you're good, you're doing this wrong. That's the difference between me and everybody else in this division.
Because you're so young. And everybody was looking at you. They were all looking at you, saying that he's going to be the next this, he's going to be the next that.
Looking ahead, Ennis makes it clear that he is far from done making his mark. Without giving too much away, he has a message for his critics, and come fight night, everything will speak for itself.
You're a good fighter. You're a solid fighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't wait until fight night to expose all those things that we just reviewed in this case.
Yes, I'm gonna shut everybody up once again, the same way I did with the Sting Units performance.
But what are we gonna say this time?
You gonna see on fight night. Y'all, I feel like y'all gonna be like, man, he really that guy. He really him.
Good.
Yeah, I want everybody to know.
Shifting the perspective to the corner of a proven champion, Gervonta Davis's trainer Kenny Ellis keeps it simple grit and power. Despite Boots moving up in weight, Ellis firmly believes Ennis is the stronger and harder hitting man. And in this sport, that combination is often the last argument.
I just think Boots got more grit. He coming up from a lower weight class, but I think he's stronger too.
Yeah.
Sharper, heavier punching. But both guys, I think they both meeting their best opponent yet.
Absolutely, I agree.
With that, Ellis also suggests to both fighters that when it comes to the technical side of the game, footwork and trickery are present on both sides of the ring. However, when he weighs it all up, he lands firmly in one direction, believing that one man simply carries a bigger bag of tricks and the versatility to control whatever situation the fight presents.
He's a good sound fighter. He's tricky, man. He's tricky with his left hand and his feet. Both of them tricky with their feet, But I think Boots got a bigger bag, He got more in the bag, And I got him stopping Xander inside 10, possibly 8. It could be. In the first half of the fight,
Yeah.
Boots. I've seen Boots personally. I know what he can do,
While Ennis gives credit where it is due, acknowledging Zayas as a solid and ever-improving fighter, he is careful not to say too much more, letting his confidence speak quietly between the lines.
Power good?
Who?
Xander,
I don't know. I can't say. I don't know. I don't know.
Timing good.
I don't know, but if he make any mistakes, he gonna pay. I'm telling you that now.
Okay, so looking at this, you may have seen stuff like this a million times. We're running the tape, but you may be looking at this like, yo, Biz, I've seen all this already.
Yeah.
But you're not overly impressed.
No, he's a good fighter. He's a solid fighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't wait until fight night
Yes.
to expose all those things
Yes.
that we just reviewed in this
Yes.
case.
Yet even with that word of caution, Jones Jr. is not without respect for the other side. He acknowledges that Zayas is no pushover and is careful not to dismiss him outright, but when it comes to the finer details that separate fighters at this level, the legend hints that one man may hold a quiet edge over the other and leaves it at that.
It's yet to be seen. It's like I said, I'm not saying he can't, because I've seen Xander, and Xander is pretty good. Intangible wise, I don't know that he can do everything Boots can do, because Boots does have a lot of intangibles that Boots can do. I've seen him do a few more because he's been around a bit longer than Xander. But Xander's got to know how to make a adjustment. So that being said, we'll have to see what happens. I don't know who will win the fight. The intangibles do lean toward Boots to me, but Xander's a hell of a fighter, a hell of a champion, and I've seen him in action up close when I had Slava fight him. And
weighing in with the kind of authority that only a legend can bring, Roy Jones Jr. shifts the conversation toward the mental side of the fight. He addresses the noise surrounding the crowd environment, offering Ennis a straightforward piece of advice. Block it all out and focus solely on the man in front of you, because at the end of the day, the fans are not the ones stepping into that ring.
You don't need to worry about the crowd at all. The crowd ain't fighting. Only him and Xander are fighting. It's not like they're going to have a gang against a gang. Nah, it's just you. You know what I'm saying? When I participate there, I love to put into the crowd, but I know most of them will be cheering for Tito. That's cool. That's their man. What you expect them to do. So yeah, they're going to be cheering for Xander. That's cool. That's their man. What you expect them to do. But they're not fighting you. You're only going to fight him in that ring. You don't know about fighting nobody but him. That's why they got a referee, they got judges, they got security, and you ain't fighting one person.
Bringing yet another voice into the conversation, Greg Hackett weighs in on what this matchup could look like once the action gets underway. While he is well aware of Ennis's reputation for taking up stoppages and delivering on that promise, Hackett finds himself leaning in a slightly different direction for this particular contest.
I pose a big threat for Boots in this fight that he hasn't seen.
The biggest threat for me is his size, meaning he could take more than what guys been used, what these guys been taking in the past. When it comes to Boots, he could probably take more of a beating, and he could probably give out
when
more.
It comes to durability.
Yeah, when it comes to durability, he probably a lot more durable, and you know, I don't know. Everything else is like pretty normal. He can fight though. He can fight. Got pretty good skills, but everything is like pretty normal. You know what I mean?
Hackett is equally dismissive when it comes to the conversation surrounding Zayas' age. At just 23 years old, some have questioned whether the young fighter is truly ready for a challenge of this magnitude, but Hackett is not buying into that narrative. In his view, once you are operating at this level of competition, age becomes little more than a number.
Age and experience, why is that?
I'm saying you're a man. Don't matter if you're 23, 53, 33, you're still a man.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah, so that's why I ain't really mentioned the age. He a man.
Adding an outside perspective to the conversation, former welterweight contender Michael McKinson does not mince his words when it comes to his prediction. He foresees Ennis doing a real good job on Zayas and ultimately getting the stoppage at some point in the fight, stopping short of pinpointing an exact round, but making his stance crystal clear.
He was huge as well. I remember him being so big, thinking, how is he making 147? So even when he's moved up, and I think now that he's moved up to 154, he looks like a whole better fighter. You know, yeah, I reckon he does a real good job on Xander Zayas. I really do believe that.
Do you think he's going to stop Zayas?
I think so. I think at some point in the fight. Zayas is a very good fighter in himself, of course, but I just think Boots is kind of that level above.
Drawing from personal experience, McKinson brings a unique credibility to his prediction, having shared the gym with Ennis during sparring sessions in Philadelphia. He describes the experience as incredibly tough and high level, painting a picture of a fighter who demands respect from everyone in the room and gives nothing away for free. It is that first-hand knowledge that appears to shape his outlook on the upcoming fight and why his prediction carries a little more weight than most.
Listen, I never got invited. We went and said we want to spar Boots.
So what happened? You got to the gym and you said to Bozy, I'm from the UK.
So I think my dad might have been in touch beforehand, and they were like, yes, please. I don't think many people queue up to be sparring partners of Boots. And, you know, you kind of, in there, you kind of get a feel why. And you hear stories and you kind of believe the stories that he kind of like does nasty things to his sparring partners. But we went there, we earned respect the hard way.
Offering a grounded and measured perspective, Coach L brings attention to what makes Zayas a genuinely dangerous opponent heading into this fight. He points to the young fighter's hunger and his burning desire to prove himself as key factors that should not be overlooked, and with the fight taking place in front of a crowd that will feel like home for the New York native, Coach L suggests that Zayas will arrive with something to prove and the fire to back it up.
Fight goes, what does Xander bring to the table that can make this difficult?
I mean, you know, he's young, you know what I mean? And he got something to prove. So that's what I think, you know what I mean, you know, that he gonna bring to the table. He's young and he got something to prove. In New York, you know what I mean? I think he's from New York, you know what I mean? So I think he's gonna have something to prove.
Adding to the intrigue, another analyst, Boxing Geo, points out that recent photos of Zayas have raised eyebrows across the boxing world, with the young fighter appearing remarkably massive for the 154-pound division. It is a physical development that has caught the attention of fans and analysts alike, sparking conversation about just how imposing he will look when he steps on the scale and ultimately into the ring on fight night.
I've been telling y'all that Zayas look big. Now feast your eyes on this. This dude looks massive for this weight class. Pause. I'm gonna pause that one. And now I'm about to unpause and let you know what I feel. This is a recent picture he posted showing that he's working, and it says, and still. And the kid's looking pretty big.
Now, the host is careful to note that youth can often work in a fighter's favor when it comes to managing a weight cut, making the process far more forgiving on the body than it would be for an older fighter. However, he stopped short of drawing any firm conclusions, leaving the question open for debate. What is clear is that the size factor is one of those quietly looming variables that has fight fans talking, and only when both men step into that ring will the full picture finally become clear.
Young enough where your body's more forgiving when you're in your 20s and you're young, where you can do things that would be detrimental to a 30-plus-year-old fighter, a fighter who's been in the game and like been through wars and stuff. That becomes harder to that type of weight. Like for an Errol Spence or something like that, it wouldn't be good for him to do a massive weight cut. But for him, the thing he has on his side is youth, and your body is typically more pliable and forgiving the younger you are. So,
bringing a measured and respectful tone to the debate, Ronnie Shields makes clear that he has a deep appreciation for what both fighters bring to the table. He is quick to acknowledge the world-class skills that Ennis possesses, including the rare and dangerous ability to switch seamlessly between orthodox and southpaw stances, a weapon that keeps any opponent guessing.
Truly, it's going to be a great fight. Boots has all the skills in the world. He can fight orthodox or southpaw. But Xander can really fight. I mean, this guy is not world champion for nothing. He's a world champion for a reason. And, you know, and I know Boots is not going to take this lightly. But, you know, I give the edge to Boots just because of the guys he's fought already. But you can't close your eyes on Xander because this kid can really go. And, you know, if you catch him on a good night, he can upset Boots.
Shields then touches on what he believes could be one of the most underappreciated dynamics heading into this fight, the nothing to lose factor. He explains that Zayas enters this contest with the mindset of a fighter who has everything to gain and very little to lose, a headspace that can unlock a level of performance that is difficult to prepare for. Shields goes even further, noting that winning and holding a world title has a way of elevating a fighter's output and the fierce motivation to defend their status.
Number one thing, right, is winning a world championship makes you 10 to 15% better fighter anyway. You know, he don't want to give that up. You know, so the training, everything is going to be different for this guy because he knows this is the biggest fight of his life right now. You know, there are other big fights out there, but this is the biggest fight of his career. So, and you know, being champion, you want to keep that. So this kid is gonna dig deep as he possibly could to do everything he can to win this fight. That makes Boots have to do the same, because if he doesn't, you know, he's gonna be in for a long night.
Shifting to the style matchup, professional boxer Blair Cobbs offers perhaps the most balanced and thought-provoking assessment yet, refusing to hand the edge to either man, and instead landing on a label that will surely turn heads. In his view, this has the makings of a genuine 50-50 fight, a verdict that not everyone will agree with, but one that speaks to the competitive nature of what is shaping up to be one of the most compelling matchups in recent memory.
I feel like, yeah. I feel like it's a good 50-50 fight where though you have two guys that's been moved properly. Well, actually, Zaya's been moved a little bit better. You know, top rank tends to move fighters so well.
Cobbs further builds his case by characterizing Zayas as a disciplined and fundamentally sound boxer, a fighter who does not rely on flash or fireworks, but instead brings a quiet and methodical approach to his craft. It is the kind of foundation that is often underestimated at first glance, yet proves incredibly difficult to deal with once the bell rings.
Comes to Zayas, Zayas is a very, very special fighter that's really good at technical boxing skills. He can box inside, he can box outside, and he can
got a nice rhythm.
He's got a good rhythm. He's a good performer, and I think that this would be a good test for Boots.
Very disciplined fundamentals from from round 1 to 12. You can't say that with a lot of these other fighters. Even with Boots, you know, Boots has a lot of flashy flairness that, you know, the guard comes from here to here, you know, instantly.
Jaron Ennis versus Xander Zayas is a fight that has boxing fans buzzing, and if it becomes reality, it could be one of the biggest matchups in the sport. Will Ennis continue his rise as one of boxing's most dominant champions? Or can Zayas prove he's ready for the elite level and pull off a career-defining victory? Does Zayas have the skills, speed, and ring IQ to solve the Ennis puzzle? Or will Ennis show why many believe he's the future face of boxing? And if this fight happens, who do you think leaves the ring with their hand raised? And how does the fight end? Let me know all your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the latest boxing news, fight updates, interviews, and breaking stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.